Hi, I'm Mr. David Metrio, and I'm the orchestra teacher here at Lanier High School. I was inspired to become an orchestra teacher after my first 2 weeks of middle school orchestra. I mean, I knew right then, from right then, I knew that this was exactly what I wanted to do. I had found my home. My middle school orchestra teachers were absolutely the people that inspired me to become an orchestra teacher myself. I went to Lanier Middle School, and at the time, I had 2 orchestra teachers there. I had 3, and the third orchestra teacher changed every year, but the 2 orchestra teachers that I had the longest, Miss Black and Miss Clement, really inspired me to become an orchestra teacher. I mean, I always had so much fun in their class. They had unbelievable energy. I was never bored. Everything was exciting. As I became older, I really realized that very seldom do you have a group of 60, 70, 80 kids all trying to achieve the exact same goal. And then even like if you play in a professional symphony, or when I was in college and I played in my college symphony, as people get older, it's even less seldom to have that many people all working towards the same goal, working as a team, being completely dedicated to what they're doing. When I'm playing an orchestra, it's like nothing else matters. I'm in the moment, I'm playing these notes, I'm looking at the music in front of me. It's like being able to speak a different language. It really is. Being able to read music and perform music was just great to me. And by the time I was a senior, almost all of my friends had come from music. Even still, almost all of my friends that I regularly communicate with are music people, music teachers, people that I met through music school. And I really just wanted to provide a safe space, a home for kids in school to be able to join the orchestra and be part of a team, be part of something that's bigger than them. And so that's really why I wanted to become an orchestra teacher. I am a double bass player, and I picked the bass in the 6th grade. I started on piano when I was 6, and when I got to middle school orchestra, there was an instrument tryout night, and we were able to pick whatever instrument we wanted to try out. So I tried all of the band instruments and all the orchestra instruments, and I really knew that I liked the lower sounds. When I was probably 6 months before this, I was still in 5th grade. My parents took me to the Atlanta Symphony, and I saw a cello concerto. So at the time, I thought that I really, really wanted to play the cello. So we got to instrument tryout night, and I picked up the cello, and I was pretty much sold. And then I saw the bass, and just looking at the basses, it just gets your attention. Just the size, alone is enough to draw anybody's attention. If you have a bass player anywhere, immediately everybody's eyes are drawn to the instrument because it's just so big. And when I picked it up, I felt like I was holding. It was more than just like a little noisemaker. It was like another. Like a friend almost. It was about my size, and I was just so inspired by the size and by how deep the sound was. And really, if you've never heard an orchestra without a bass, you need to, so that you can realize how important the bass is. The sound is so thin without a bass. Bass really brings out the fullness in a group. It really gives foundation, and I kind of liked having that responsibility of providing the foundation for the orchestra. And so that's why I picked it in the 6th grade. Well, some of the challenges that I faced in order to become an orchestra teacher, a lot of them happened in undergrad, in college. Music majors are stretched very thin. There's a lot of commitments that you have to make. There's a lot of rehearsals and a lot of ensembles you have to play in. There's a lot of classes you have to take. It's like being an education major and a music major. It's almost a double major. And so, I was working so much, and obviously college costs money, and so I had to work a lot to be able to pay for it and to have money to live on. And so it would be hard because there was only so many hours you can work when there's evening rehearsals and classes in the afternoons that you had to take. And so that was definitely pretty rough. But aside from the financial aspects, I've never felt like obviously the financial aspect was the toughest part, because I never went to class angry that I had to be there. I was never bored in my classes. I loved my major, and I loved what I was studying because I knew that this was exactly what I wanted to do. And so I was taking classes on woodwind techniques and string pedagogy and instrumental conducting and things that were just so fascinating to me. So I loved being in the classes. Obviously paying for the classes was a little bit difficult, but my junior year of college, actually, I joined a fraternity, which is one of the most wild things that I've ever done, because I never thought that I would be that person. But then the challenge was actually going to my classes, because I wanted to be hanging out with my new friends, and I wanted to, have fun and whatever. I felt like life was passing me by, which of course, I felt that way. I was in school, and so that was definitely a challenge, making sure that I went to my classes and stuck with it and had the end goal in mind. But I graduated in 4 years. I graduated debt-free. I worked a lot, and so it all worked out pretty well. The thing that I enjoy most about teaching right now is performances and special events that we do in orchestra. I love everyday rehearsal, but what I love more is the culmination of all of our hard work. Sometimes things can get very tedious, and we have to slow things down and really work hard at being able to play in tune and play accurately and play all the right notes at the right time. But I love when we're able to put it all together and put on a concert, or when we're able to go play for somewhere. Just recently I took our top orchestra to perform at Kennesaw State University for an orchestral invitational, and I was so proud of them. Last night we had a group perform with the chorus, and they sounded great. I'm taking kids to the governor's mansion in a few weeks, and I just love being able to put all of our hard work on display. It is by far my favorite thing. The trips and the energy, the feeling of success that everybody has after a good performance is just, can't compare it to anything else, in my opinion.